Hey everybody, welcome. It's wonderful to be here. Let's just kind of take a moment, allow people to arrive. Um, I was sitting here today, and I was just kind of last few days have been really kind of incredible in the sense of some of the people that I've been really kind of blessed, gifted, and I'm really honoured to work with. And I was kind of, we were talking about this whole feeling of so much disconnection beginning to take hold in the world with all that's going on. And I really felt that it'd be really important to jump on, do a live stream, do some spirit messages, turn over a few cards, see if we can kind of raise that energy and kind of bring us together. So, one of the questions I get asked all of the time, so often, is how do you know when spirit are making contact with you? How do you know when spirit are making contact with you? I think that's a really beautiful question. If you are watching, do type in the feed, do say hello, do make yourself known, and if you've got any questions, jump in there, ask those questions. This is an opportunity for you to ask those questions. And also with that, I'll see if I can relay a message for you, see if we can get some contact, see if we can turn some cards. I'm going to be on for about 20 minutes or so. Hi, Hidden Gem. Hi, lovely to have you here, Hidden Gem. Whereabouts in the world are you, Hidden Gem? So lovely to have you here. So yeah, I got asked, it is a really, really important question. How do you know Yorkshire, beautiful part of the world, how do you know when spirit are making contact? Is it a voice? Do you hear them? Do you see them? And I have had those experiences. I had those experiences when I was very, very young. Receiving signs, absolutely, receiving signs. Quite often, contact can be really missed because sometimes it can be really, really subtle. For instance, I was working with a lovely lady yesterday, and I felt that her daughter was coming through. Felt her daughter was coming through. But the validation, as you say, Hidden Gem, the validation is really, really important. And then I got a sense of the month of April, and I thought, well, actually, that is the month of my birthday. And I thought, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a birthday. And then I saw the colour pink, and I knew it was the young lady's birthday who was in spirit. And then it was a sense of 9, 10, as if I was counting 9, 10, and I knew that what we were talking about was the 9th of April, and it was an important day, and it was a birthday. Turns out to be the lady's daughter's birthday who was in spirit. So, you know, all of that is absolutely subtle. It's subtle information. It's through feeling, it's through thought, it's through knowing, it's through associations. Absolutely. You go on to say, Hidden Gem, whispers in your ear as I'm waking up in the morning, usually when I should be visiting my mother, assumed from my late dad. Those whispers are really, really important. You know, I know that if there's a presence that shows itself in the morning, normally it will kind of linger around a doorway. It will kind of linger around that doorway, and it's trying to grab my attention. You know, all information's information. It's that sense of meeting me first thing in the morning, and they want to draw my attention. You know, I've got a beautiful story about that. And I have shared it in some of my previous videos, and I'm going to pull a card for you in a moment, hidden gem, as well. But I shared it in some of my previous videos. So I woke up there in the morning and I could sense this presence standing in the doorway. Spirit love doorways. They're transitional spaces that move us from one part of the home or house or place of work to another. Doorways, stairways, passageways. We're kind of super tuned into them. So we notice, it's like if you're going to walk through a passageway, there's a part of you that is sensing that space as you go to turn the corner subconsciously. So if there's a presence there, you're going to feel it. It's how they grab hold of their attention. Same as you go to go up the stairs, it's in the dark, you go to switch on the light, and before you do, you feel you've got a sense of something at the top of the stairs. So these are spaces that they like to kind of, in a way, kind of linger. They're almost hotspots for spirit to grab our attention. Heidi Marin, hi, welcome, wonderful to have you here, Heidi Marin. Hidden gem, you go on to say, only recently starting to get it with confidence. It is trust. Trust is, a real kind of stumbling block, because you kind of think, am I making that up? Is that my imagination? Am I, and then you start to overthink it. It's those first feelings, contact. As my spirit guide always says to me, all information's information. And I've got wonderful stories over time we can share that really kind of bring that together, really kind of enforce that how important it is to listen to that information. Now, let's get some cards on the move. Let's see if Spirit are going to make contact for you guys here. So we've got Hidden Gem, Heidi Marin. Let's see if we can get some contact. Key, and anxiety and fear getting in the way recently, so I lift my vibrations, please. So Hidden Gem, I'm going to shuffle for you, then I'm going to come to you, Heidi Marin, as well. We're going to see if we can get some contact, see what cards are coming, especially with all of what's going on right now in the world. I think it's really important that we can kind of create these spaces that we can support each other, work together, kind of lift that energy, lift that vibration, and kind of bring some goodness and greatness into the world. And connect. These are hard times, and they're very uncertain times for many people. Yes, it is. All right, so stop. Yes. All right, stop. I'm going to take the top card. Okay, I'm going to take the top card, Hidden Gem, and we're going to see what this is. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to show this to you. Let me show you. Destruction card. All right. Please not go, oh my gosh, what we're talking about. Actually, right, this is the thing. You have been through that. You are a very resilient, strong-willed, determined person. I've got a lady that comes through from Spirit. She feels like she comes through on your mum's side. This feels to be a grandmotherly vibration. She's very, very, very strong-willed. There's a real sense of determination with her. She's somebody that no nonsense. She has this no nonsense energy. Okay, yes, you're not kidding, right? Right, she has this no nonsense energy as you do. All right, and you have absolutely been through that, have you not? And you are an old soul, and I think the oldest of us, as in old souls, tend to weather the most amount of kind of trauma. We kind of as if there's a part of us that kind of grows through those experiences, and from them they kind of cultivate a resilience and a strength. And without a shadow of a doubt, that is an old soul at work. And not only that, it is also a place of leadership. Now, Hidden Gem, people flock to you. They turn to you. They ask you for that advice. It's like a knowing on fast forwards, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, and the other thing is with that, it is all down to leadership. You know, people do turn to you, they do come to you, they do want to be within your presence. Sometimes I think that can be overwhelming for you. I think it can be very draining. I think it can be very tiring for you. But without a shadow of a doubt, that is who you are, is it not? And you are very resilient and you are very stubborn. I think you're very honest as well. Lady is all of those things. She's around you often, but she also says that you need to nurture yourself. You need to be more gentle with yourself. You need to not be so hard on yourself, because you can be extremely hard on yourself. What you've gone through is absolutely very challenging. Can you make sense of the lady that's coming through? Mum's side feels to be mum's mum, and she is massively resilient. Absolutely, you go on to say absolutely. Yes, protection is good and grounding. Yes, so you can take her. I would like to just receive any message from Spirit, please, and thank you. Heidi Marin, I'm coming to you absolutely next. No worries and concerns there. I've also got Hidden Gem, a sense of a gentleman that is showing himself, and I feel that he went with a heart condition, heart attack, and he kind of gives me this feeling as if you're looking out of the window. There's a lot of reflection, there's a lot of thought with you, and you are wanting to do more with your ability. The thing is, thank you, yes. The thing is, you are absolutely capable. You are more than capable, because you have weathered these storms, which means because you've weathered those storms, you have the ability to see that kind of trauma, see that pain in another. Does that make sense to you? And does he make sense to you? Because they are both standing there, either side of you, willing you forwards and willing you into your greatness. The other last thing I want to leave you with is you are biting your tongue with somebody. Somebody is deeply frustrating you. They are deeply frustrating you, and you feel like you're biting your tongue. The thing is, sometimes we just need to step back. Yes, makes so much sense. Sometimes we just need to gently stand back, step back, and allow people to figure it out themselves. The thing is, I think you're a giver, you're a doer, but sometimes you give way too much. It will play out, without a doubt. Hidden Gem, I'm going to leave that with you. I'm going to leave that with you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Hit that bell button, share the video. Also, there is a little button at the bottom if you want to support what I do. You can click that as well and make a donation. All those things are really appreciated, and you are so welcome. So let's have a look here. Heidi Marin. Heidi Marin, let's have a look here. I need to get my... Let's get my lead. Battery is running low already. That's the thing about streaming. So let's just get this plugged in so we don't lose anybody. And we will have a look for you. Right, okay. Fantastic. Fantastic, there we are. Brilliant. Let's get rid of that. It's opening up. That's okay, I can see, which is the main thing. So, Heidi Marin. Let's just move that out of the way. There we are. Thank you for all you do. I've been subscribed for 2 years now. That's an amazing amount of time. That is a wonderful amount of time. So lovely to have you here. Just say stop when you're ready. I've got the phone plugged in now, so we're not going to lose charge. I'll be aware of that next time. Just say stop when you're ready. Start. Okay. So I feel like I want to take one from the top, one from the bottom. Okay. So let's have a look. Stop start. Okay, it's all good. One from the top, one from the bottom. Let's turn them over. How funny is that? Okay. Um, I'm going to show you the cards, and I did shuffle them. It's come up again. It has come up again. But the other card I've got is the cave. And this would say to me, this card in particular, and there is a lovely lady that comes through. There's actually two ladies that come through. This would say to me, you're a very sensitive person. Okay, you're hugely sensitive. There's a deep sensitivity to you. You feel things very strongly. You are massively empathic. So you are an empath, yes? Hugely. It's like walking around without a layer of skin. It's almost as if you walk into a room and you feel everything. Okay, you're telling me, absolutely, well, they are, these two ladies are. You feel everything with an intensity, which also means that you see things massively transparently. Okay, so you see things massively transparently. It's like you see the truth, you see underneath everything, and I think sometimes that can absolutely be really hard. But I want to say to you, without a shadow of a doubt, you are a light worker and you are a healer. I get a mass amount of energy coming through my hands now. There's this real strong kind of heat moving through my hands. You are a healer. You move people into change, and quite often you are a catalyst. But that has not always been easy, because there's two things that happen. Yes, you are. Yes, you do. There's two things that happen. People either embrace you. Honey Witch, hello my lovelies. Hello Honey Witch, welcome. Lovely to have you here. They either embrace you or they attack you, and you have had the extremes of both of those kind of polarities that have gone on in your life. And I think because you are so sensitive, you are so knowing, you are so empathic, that you feel that very, very strongly, but you have this ability to stir up change. But here's the thing, that is what you've gone through. You've gone through transition, transition, transition. Life has never stopped really for you. It's beginning to, but then we've got all this kind of chaos that's going on in the world, and you really feel that too. Sometimes it's really hard to kind of anchor ourselves, and I think what that does, because of that level of knowing and feeling that you have, and that level of sensitivity, that sometimes you just want to kind of step back. But here's the thing, you create that in others. You are able to strip them back to their most real, raw layers. Okay, you have this ability to absolutely look inside, strip people back to the most real and raw layers. You go on to say, I love it now, I've healed so much and helped so many others. Now what? Hi Angeles, hi Honey Witch. Now what? I think it's continuing to know that you are mastering your craft, so to speak. You without a doubt are a leader, and there is that sense of immense ownership of where you find yourself. But that sensitivity is something that you spot in others, and I actually feel, well, you're live. Yes, I absolutely feel that what it's about moving forward is teaching and drawing that understanding up in others. You are a leader, you are an old soul, so you are here to teach and empower people. Now, who's the two ladies? One, I believe, is a guide, and I get long dark hair with her. I get her eyes just full of light, and there is this silver silver light around her, and I don't say that lightly. Do you ever see flashes of light around you? And if so, that is her showing herself. She is very resilient, very strong, very truth orientated, as you are. Okay, it's almost like seeing like orbs move around you. You are seeing spirit, but she has been there for a very, very long time. And then what I get is a sense of another lady that I believe that when she was this side of life, she would have been a very gentle lady. You can see spirit, you are seeing spirit. Very, very gentle lady. She's very non intrusive, she's very present, and she's very calm. But you've been blocked lately. Maybe that's what I feel is this. But the other thing is with that is why are you being blocked, and also it is knowing that your path is very unique and very individual to you. And I think along the way you've had a lot of people that you've been, okay, thank you, you've been the strongest person in your life. And I think sometimes what happens is people kind of come along for the journey, but actually it's that sense of you'll move them forwards, but there is times where you also need that support, that nurture, that nourishment, that growth yourself, because so much of your world has been output. You know, so much of your world has been output, and I think sometimes you look and think, is there anyone there to support me? But what you've learned to do, which is this, is you've learned to support yourself. Yeah, and that absolutely, it's hard, and it sometimes can be lonely. It can sometimes be isolating. But you've got all these people that gravitate around you. But it's that sense of who's there for you. What you're starting to discover is you are there for you. Now, can you take that guide? Have you ever seen her? Does that make any sense to you? The flash of light I feel to her. She's very raw. She's very real. She feels very untamed in many sense. There's a kind of raw wildness to her. But I'm ready to start being a leader. Yes, you are. Because in a way, your guide reflects you, right? So very raw, very real, very wild, very untamed. That is absolutely you, is it not? That is you. And the other lady feels like she comes through on your mum's side, and she feels really gentle. So there's this gentleness with her, and that's also the other side of your nature being represented. Okay, so it's being shown. Okay, does that make sense to you? Do those people make sense to you? I hope the message has helped. I really do hope that message has helped. Great grandma, very gentle, very nurturing. I can kind of smell what feels to be like cocoa, cinnamon, baking. There's a real feeling of her being very nurturing in her way, very gentle. Be gentle with yourself, and absolutely you should be sitting where I'm sitting. Perfect, you understand. Great grandma, yes, thank you. Beautiful. Know your guide is really teaching you. Love to you as well. I think, I was saying, those of you who just joined, so Honey Witch and Angelise, beautiful, wonderful to have you here. I was saying, I think in these times with all that's going on, I felt it was really important this evening to spend a little bit of time to kind of just see if we can kind of raise each other, connect with each other, share some time, and just kind of take a moment out of all what's going on. The world is moving very fast, and there is a sense of deep uncertainty. But I think that if we can support each other, we can kind of nurture each other, we can kind of breathe together, then we can find some goodness and some greatness and some resilience. All divine timing tonight. Thanks, Shane. Perfect. So, Honey Witch, if you're there, beautifully said, Shane. Thank you. You are there. Honey Witch, I'm going to pull a card for you. Then Angelise, I'm going to pull a card for you and see if we've got some messages. So just say stop when you're ready. I'm loving that love heart. One of my videos a few days ago was all about staying open, staying in our hearts. Loving that. Loving those love hearts. That's what we need. Stop. Perfect. So, this is your card, and let's have a look. Hey, fantastic. Honeywitch, you've been waiting for a sign. You've had a conversation with Spirit. Honeywitch, you have had a conversation with Spirit. You've reached out. You've asked for some guidance. You've asked for a sign. You have been looking for that validation. Does that make sense? You do have direct conversations with the innate, with Spirit, and I get what feels to be your grandmother and your great grandmother. There's a feeling of the bloodline on your mum's side being very resilient, very strong, and also very connected. I kind of get a sense it's all about you trusting in yourself with the abilities that you are wanting to cultivate. Now, that feels to me kind of like a contradiction, but in a way, I think that you feel sometimes that kind of layering of contradiction. You know, it's that sense of I'm really sure, then I'm very unsure. You know, you're really sure with yourself, then you're very unsure with yourself. You're very sure about your pathway forwards, and then you're very unsure with yourself. The thing is, I do believe, without a shadow of a doubt, you have come from a bloodline. You have come from a bloodline that, on your mum's side, that absolutely feels deeply connected, really deeply connected. And I get this strong sense of them whispering to you, them guiding you, them talking to you. And you've asked for guidance, because that's what this card is. It's the message. It's the message. You've been looking for that message. Okay? Here's the thing. The world around you, the universe, is absolutely trying to conspire to show you the way forward. Now, what I'm telling you, you have been told before. You go on to say, that is very true. My mother's side is deeply connected. They are massively connected. They are old souls, and there's a real strong sense of power. And I don't say that lightly, and also don't say that in a kind of egotistical way. You know, this power is raw power. It's this sense of being able to again look at things and know what's what. Not only that, be very connected with the natural world. And I think that, you know, many of us right now are feeling the kind of pain of the level of disconnection. I've been saying for a very, very long time, you know, we've become very disconnected to the natural world. And right now, I think there's so much importance to reweaving and kind of healing that connection to the natural world. You know, in a way, we need to kind of reweave it. We need to move from harm to healing. Now, on your mum's bloodline, that's absolutely what these people are about. There's humility, there's humbleness, there's kind of respect, there's a sense of tradition and heritage and sovereignty. And I think that, you know, your username really kind of does, you know, I think that that is who you are, and I do believe they were at some level. I feel very disconnected from human behaviour, almost like I'm not from here, I'm not a human. I absolutely understand what you're saying. I had an experience today that made me feel really kind of ashamed of human nature and human beings in times of crisis. You know, you would hope that it would bring out the best of us, but unfortunately, I was also seeing that it was bringing out the worst. But actually, what we need to cultivate is the best. Okay, the best in us. Um, Meditation helps during disconnection. You know, it is a sense of, you know, really connecting back with ourselves, connecting back in here, connecting with each other. But you've been having those conversations. You've been asking for validation. You've been asking about a decision. Should you move forward? Something to do with either a home change or a house change or a move. And the absolute answer is, you know the answer, and the answer is yes. Does that make any sense to you, honey? Does that make sense to you? Okay, and I do get very strongly almost a sense of three generations standing beside you, three generations standing behind you, and very much saying to you, there's an innate gift that you have, and it's about belief and believing in you. And also, I know that it's not been easy. I know that it's not been easy. I really know that it has not been easy. I get this sense of feeling very exhausted, very tired. Okay, I'm not moving, but I'm contemplating a volunteer option. That will move you, not literally then, but there's this feeling of movement after a sense of feeling stuck or stagnated, if that makes sense to you. It will move you and open up your world. I'm sitting with dying patients in their last days. That's that transition. That's that transition, that movement. Do you know what? You are absolutely the right person for that. You know, it's a privilege, isn't it? It's a privilege to sit with dying patients in their last days. That's absolutely a privilege and an honour to be present. But that tells me a lot about who you are. That's also that generational line behind you. That's those three generations of wisdoms. You don't do that unless you are a certain person. Okay, and that is a calling, and that is the innate moving you into that space. Okay, so you've been contemplating, you know, should I move into that? Am I qualified to? You have done it before, not within this life. You have done it lives behind you. You are that soul. It is something you've done, a midwife to the soul. Okay, and your name, your username, Honey Witch, and you've said this, you sometimes feel disconnected. That is real connection. That is raw connection. There is truth in that connection. All that pretense, all that nonsense, all that kind of rubbish is just kind of dissolved, removed. We come into contact with what is really, really important. You don't just step into that in this lifetime. It is something you have done time and time and time again. You come from that generational line. So the message is there, it's in your heart, you know it. It's about gently moving into that choice, decision, that calling, okay? Because it is a calling. The innate are moving you into it. The memo has been sent, it's arrived, you know that. I'm going to leave that with you, and I'm going to, without a doubt, leave the love of spirit with you as well. Honey, hope that makes all good sense to you, and know that you know what? You have everything you need to guide you into that real special work. That's a calling. There you go. I wonderful, thank you. I felt it in my heart, but I needed the confirmation. It's the message. Okay, it's the message. Lovely to have you here, Honey Witch. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Angelise. Angelise, are you there? I've already got a link for you if you are still with us. Hello Angelise. Rachel, hi. So guys, I'm going to do a couple more messages and then I'm going to say goodbye. Stargazer, hiya, tongue tied. Hiya Shane, hi Stargazer, hi Rachel, hi Angelise. I'm going to come to all three of you and then I'm going to say my goodbyes for this evening. You're going to see a lot more of these as we go forwards. I think it's something really, really beautiful. Now I've got on top of so much that's happened, it'll be wonderful to kind of nurture these once a week, and I'll pop up the next one so you've got an idea of when it's going to be as well, so that you can join. As I say, if you're new to the channel, it's wonderful to have you here. Please do hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. If you want to support me a little bit further as well, which is always appreciated, you'll see within the chat feed a little icon there so that you can click on that and make a donation to support me. It's always greatly appreciated. If you want to know a bit more about me as well, I've got my website as well, which is allthews.shanegadd.com, and you'll find me and you'll find what I get up to. So, okay, let's have a look here. Angelise, I've got a lady that stands with you. I've got two ladies that stand with you, and I've also got a gentleman that stands there with you. I can sense this gentleman. He gives me a feeling that he's somebody that works with his hands. Hi Shane, unable to stay on, have an appointment here soon. Just want to say this is wonderful. Best wishes to everyone here on the chat. Love you, Shane. Bridget, likewise, wonderful to have you here. Thank you for saying hi. Carolyn, hi. This gentleman would have worked with his hands. He's somebody that is very caring, very nourishing, very nurturing, very hands-on, very practical, very skilled, very methodical, and he's around you. And I get the feeling, I want to say that he comes through on your mum's side. It feels like it's either it feels like her dad or a generation back, but he feels grandfatherly in the way that he is with you. And I feel that he has an immense heart. He has a really kind heart. He has a really good heart, and he's saying, or he's giving me the impression, that's absolutely who you are too. There's a kindness to you and a goodness to you that without a shadow of a doubt makes a difference in this world. I also see you lighting a candle. Yes, my grandfather Tom. Does the description fit? You know, I don't ever want this to be generic. I want it to be right on the button so it best serves you. Yes, perfect. And I see you lighting a candle, and I see you kind of just gently closing your eyes, and this whole sense of you weaving a lot of light in that intention as you light that candle. Okay, as you light that candle. And yes, Bridget, we'll be doing this regularly, at least once a week going forwards. Okay, at least once a week going forwards we'll be doing this. And I just get this sense of you kind of weaving this light as you light this candle. I never met him. He was a farmer. That's his hands, working with his hands, feeling this kind of deep appreciation and gratitude and humbleness with him. He was a very humble man, and he lived from his heart. He led from his heart, and he's very proud of you. He wants to really say to you that what you're wanting to do, you can. it's again about nurturing that belief. Okay, it's about you nurturing that belief that you can do it, because you can. You're also highly creative and very artistic, and he smiles at that, because I kind of get a sense that he was somebody that watched the world. He liked the mornings and he liked the evenings. It was that sense of being up before it got light, being a farmer who would have done that, and that very much that sense of watching day turn to night and seeing those changes. He kind of really appreciated the land around him, the sky, the landscape, and I just got all this kind of space. But I also know how hard that was. You know, it would have been really, really hard. Yes, I can do it. I'm a seamstress, absolutely. But you are a gifted seamstress. It's like him working with his hands. It's what is natural to you. Then I've got a lady that wants to come through that feels like, I would say it's his wife, who would have always been on the go. I get a little bit of disorientation with her, or a little bit of confusion. So there is this feeling of a little bit of confusion with her towards the end of her life, but I get her showing up, and then I'm aware of what feels to be another energy, and I've got a lady that is showing me what feels to be a jewel sat on her third eye. Now this is otherworldly. I feel that this is a guide around you. It is showing me immense turquoise light. I also get what feels to be a sensation around your third eye or around your crown, which is where she is working with you and enabling you to see more clearly. Okay, you feel things very deeply, but this is about kind of seeing things really clearly. Also, there is a healing vibration. I believe that she works with you when you light those candles. You make a massive difference to others, and also you are like Pied Piper. Okay, animals and children love you. Now, let's pull a card for you. Let's pull a card. Say stop when you're ready. And does all that make sense, importantly? Hi Mary, welcome, lovely to have you here. And then I'm going to, let's have a look here. We're going to, yes, my grandmother who raised me, yes, I do have activities around my head, feeling very light and dizzy. Stop, got it, stop. And then we're going to Stargazer and Rachel, okay? Then I'm going to take a card for the room as well. Keith, I know, hi. I know who that is behind that energy. Lovely to have you here. So we're going to take this card for you, Angelise, and then I'm going to go to Rachel. Hi, Lisa. And Stargazer, okay. All right, so let's take this card. Mary, I'm sorry to hear that. I will see if I can weave that in for you. Right, here's your card, Angelise. Here's your card, Mary. I will, okay. Mary, Rachel, Stargazer. The other thing I'm going to put out a shout out for is moderators that can help me going forwards run these spaces, that can kind of help me anchor what's going on. So if you're up to being a moderator, then drop me an email at shanegadd@shanegadd.com, and I would really appreciate that help. It just reminds me who I'm going to go to next, and kind of creates a safe, warm, loving, beautiful space in what we're doing. So here's the card. That's absolutely what you're about. Okay, that is what you're about. That is what you're about. It's peace. What you do when you light that candle is you are weaving peace into the world. You're also a seamstress. You know, Spirit use their words really wisely. So there's this weaving going on. It's what you do, but also you weave energy into the world that makes a real huge difference. And you try to hold that intention of creating ripples that create change. What you try to always do is leave people in a better place than when you found them. They are very proud of you, and you should be really proud of yourself. What you're moving into is deep peace. You're making your dreams an absolute reality, but there's a hunger in there to make the dreams of others also really, really tangible and apparent. Okay, and that is very special. Okay, gonna leave that with you. Hope that makes sense. As I say, if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Do support the channel. Do hit that bell button as well. And if you want to support what we do here a little bit more, as I say, there's an icon at the bottom to do that, and that's all appreciated. My main occupation is a server in a restaurant to serve others. Okay, service comes in many forms and many ways. I remember watching a film, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, and there you had this really old, wise man, and he worked at a garage, and he manned the pumps. And this young guy was like, "Well, is that all you do?" And he's like, "What do you mean, is that all I do? I'm of service to others." Okay, I'm of service to others. Beautiful card, Angelise, thank you. As I say, anyone wants to help and moderate, drop me an email and we can set that up. I can add you as moderators, and then that will help me kind of take care of these spaces. So Mary, straight away, I've got a gentleman here who is coming through very firmly, very strongly, would have been a very solid, strong character when he was this side of life. Okay, he's a hands-on man, he's a very practical man, he's a very giving man, but he's talking about a lady as well. But he is somebody, but he's talking about a lady. He's talking about a lady as well being there, but it is the gentleman that steps forwards. He kind of gives me this sense of he's standing up. He is somebody that wouldn't have sat back. Good night, my dear friend. No night, Angelise. He's somebody that didn't sit back. He's somebody that stood up and really tried to do things the right way and make a difference. But I get this kind of rapid passing, or this kind of rapidness to him leaving. He's standing up. He keeps giving me this feeling of standing up. So I get a sense of him being knocked off his feet. Mary, does that make any sense to you? And he is talking about a lady that is there as well. And with this lady, I've got a warm floral smell. That is a perfume that is coming through. And also I've got a birthday coming up, Mary. They're talking about a birthday coming up, very, very close, a date of importance. And I can smell this kind of warm perfume smell. It's very light, and it gives me a feeling of almost as if someone's standing behind you. So if you ever feel your birthday is Sunday, there you go, there's your validation, there is your evidence. And what I love about spirit, I always say it's all about weaving in that evidence, the holistic, because what we do here is holistic mediumship, and it's all about moving people forward. So there is your validation that that person is absolutely held in love and grace. Can you make sense? Can you make sense of the gentleman? There's no way There was no way that I was not gonna talk to you after what you said to me. Um, but at the same time, Spirit had led it. And my brother died of Parkinson's some years ago. He was a man, though, that really stood up. He was a strong man. He's talking about a lady. I keep saying to you about this lady. Um, they want you to know. They want you to know, without a doubt, which is why they spoke to you about the birthday, that that person is held in love and grace. Um, Whoever it was went kind of quite rapid, and there is this feeling of that lady showing me that perfume, which for some reason triggered the awareness of the birthday, because I get this feeling as if you are going to know that somebody's there, but you're also going to smell it. You are going to smell it, and you have been asking for contact. Please know that they are around you, and without a shadow of a doubt, your brother is there. But I also feel your brother is, in a way, the gatekeeper or doorkeeper, if you like, to this other person that has gone. That they want you to know that they're held in love and grace. And I think that will come clearer for you, but maybe there's some time needed. But what I will say to you is the fact that they spoke about your birthday, and I knew it was important, and I knew that in a way you are going to be gifted that smell. Ah, bless you. Right, okay. So I keep feeling this lady, or this sense of this lady coming through, but a feeling of disorientation. Okay, that would make sense. And also, I knew it was very, very raw, and I knew it wasn't long ago, because there's this feeling of, Spirit talking about time. Mary, all of us here, so all of you, especially those of you that are healers, can I just ask you to hold Mary in a sense of grace, in a sense of light? If you are a healer, maybe light a candle for Mary and her daughter. Mary, I'm really pleased you find your way here. I want you to know, without a shadow of a doubt, that your dear daughter is held in grace and in light. And I would say to you, the validation is your brother, it being your brother talking about your birthday. But I also feel that with your daughter, she was headstrong, and she was very, very, very determined person, but also at the same time she could have been the polar opposite. So I get this determination with her, hell-bent, headstrong, and then almost as if she was the opposite person, as if she was very, very, very unsure, very fragile. And that was very confusing for people around her, but also importantly, I want to say it was confusing for her. But I really want you to know, and I do not say this lightly, I do not say this lightly, that she is held in love. Yes, that's so true, right? So we have that, and I say this really lovingly and this really gently, we have that element of validation which is important for you. It's absolutely hugely important for you. And I always say to people, holistic mediumship is about healing. That is it. The core of all of this is about healing. That validation is later, I'm hoping that will bring an element of a little bit of peace for you, that you sit there and go, you know what, how could that person have ever known that? I can't see you, I can't hear you, I'm gently telling you from what I feel around me, and that is about one thing. That is about their love for you, Mary. That is about their love for you. I want you to know, without a shadow of a doubt, your dear daughter is held in loving grace. She gives me the impression that she was absolutely torn between those polarities. She was torn between those polarities. But now I get a real strong sense of her held in that loving grace, and I do not say that lightly. She also gives me the impression to say to you, do you know what, ain't an end. You have absolutely been asking for that contact, and here we are. I got a nudge tonight so powerfully, so strong, saying, get it together, get back onto YouTube, start doing live events. It was this overwhelming feeling, okay, and here we are. All right, here we are. And maybe so much of this tonight was about you as well, and I get that, and all of you. But they were going to make sure that dot was joined up. Mary, I'm going to pull a card for you. I'm going to pull a card randomly out the middle, right? So, home card, okay, which to me straight away I get this sense of you are a strong lady, you're very resilient, you're strong-willed yourself, you don't ever ask for help. You coming on here, you actually asking for help was a big deal. She is okay. I do not say that lightly. She's with your brother and many others, but your brother come through, and many others are holding that space. And I've also got a grandmotherly vibration with her as well, something to do with fingers, not being able to use my fingers towards the end. It's almost like I'm having a problem putting my coat on, and I was very, very cold towards the end. She smiles, she's saying, I'm not cold now, this is this grandmotherly vibration. And they are absolutely holding her in grace. Now, this home card, if we have a look at that, the other thing is, my dear friend, Keith, aka, if Keith's still here, this is your home. This is home, by the way. And for you, Mary, this is you being held with all that love and support right now, with all these amazing, wonderful people here. It says there's around about 10 people or so. So all these lovely 10 people just kind of focusing all that love and goodness, and know, please gently know that she is held in love and grace, and you will feel that you can gently make home home again. There's something about that. There's a real kind of feeling as if I don't want to be there, and I was picking up something to do and move earlier on. The person said to me, I think it was Honeywick, said to me, no, it's not, that's not me, but the feeling of move was so strong. Okay, so home card. Mary, hope that's helped. I really do hope that's helped, and I'm really pleased that you spoke up, and I felt straight away this sense of something there, and I'm really pleased that you felt you could speak up. This is what this space is about. So I'm after those moderators as well. Do drop me an email, and I'll get back to you. It might take me a few days, but I will do. Really need to hear this. So worried about her not being okay. She's held in grace. Thank you so much. Rachel, are you there? And then it's Stargazer, and then guys, I am going to say my goodbyes. I do know that many of you more would like a message, and I do understand that, but I'll be back on next week, and I will schedule another live event in the next hour or so that you are aware, so you can come, you can be prepared, so that you know it, as it isn't just sprung on you. As I say, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I really appreciate that. Do hit the bell button, and as I say, do kind of discover, explore my website as well. And you'll also see there at the bottom, if you want to support what I do, there is an icon there to donate, and that's always appreciated. So Rachel, are you there? Rachel, are you there? Pam Mercury, hi. TC, do you know, I remember when I was a child, TC, but I think it may be different, but it was Top Cat. I can hear the music now. Hey, I'm here. Right, I'm coming to you, Stargazer. I will come to you. I'm coming to you, Stargazer. Let's have a listen, see who's there. Right, wow, okay, straight away. I'm going to shuffle the cards, then I'm going to relay that message. Stargazer, this is for you. Pam from Florida. Wonderful. Mary, you're welcome. Really, really welcome. Say stop, Stargazer. Ah, it's your initials. Stop. Perfect. You've been same cards are popping up tonight. Either they're not getting shuffled enough, but they are popping up tonight. You've been asking for that validation. The thing is, do you read cards yourself, Stargazer? Do you read cards yourself? Yes, I feel you do. Yes, you're in a place of authority. Yes, you're in a place of leadership. Yes, you make a difference to other people's lives. But I also feel there's sometimes this sense of you questioning, and there's a longing. I get this feeling as if you are daydreaming a change. Okay, you're daydreaming a change. You can almost see it. Okay, you can almost feel this change coming towards you, and it feels really heartfelt. There's a simplicity to it. I think simplicity is really, really important to you. I really do feel simplicity is hugely important to who you are as a person. Hi Susan. Hello dear Shane. Sending love and light and blessings to you and all the subs. Love Susan from West Sussex. You're not too far from me. Nice to see you here, Susan. Yes, Stargazer goes on to say yes. So can you make sense to that? And can you make sense? Let's get rid of that icon. Okay, that's fine. And can you make sense of you having cards and you reading cards? You are a leader. Hin Gem says, I must go now. Fabulous evening and thanks so much for my card. Catch you again and everyone in chat. Hi. Bye, Hidden Gem. Am I a leader? Yeah. But you just need to get behind that, which is the message card, because I think that you have this ability, I don't know, right? Makes sense to me, but you have this ability to kind of lead others, and the message card is you're looking for that guidance, you're looking for that next step, you're looking for that confirmation, you're looking for that validation that you're on the right path. But gently there is that sense of you doubting your ability or doubting yourself. Do you have tarot cards? They keep dropping that into my awareness. Do you have cards? Or do you want to work with them? Maybe that's what we're picking up on. But there is this real sense of trusting. Okay, I think I know what you mean. Yes, I do have cards. Right. When was the last time you used them? When was the last time you used them? When was the last time you used them for someone else? The other day. For someone else? And was that for someone else? Because the feeling I've got is you need to, for me, usually I use them, right? You gently not trusting the messages that you're getting, okay? And it shouldn't just stop with you reading them for yourself. You have the absolute ability to share the message. It's been a while I read for someone. I think that's what Spirit are jumping on. And I was adamant. I kept saying it and saying it and saying it. The other thing is you've got a motherly vibration. It's either a mum or a grandmother, but certainly gravitates on your mum's side, that is absolutely, with a lot of love, a lot of gusto, a lot of kind of energy and strength, she's absolutely throwing her weight around. She's somebody of authority, doesn't take no nonsense, and she's on about um, something to do with decluttering, making room because you can't swing a cat. Now, who would want to bloody swing a cat? But that's the sort of personality and character that I've got with this lady. All right, she's like, do you know what? You need to have a good sort out because you can't bloody well swing a cat. And it's so funny. So she's a real character. She's robust. She's got opinion. She's resilient. She's on about having friends around you as well. I think there's a lot of people that have in the past have taken. I think there's a part of you that can sometimes almost cut yourself off, and I kind of really I understand that at some level. Something I've learned along the way is you keep your, and I have learned it. I have some good friends that have taught me that as well. One of them was here earlier. Is that you keep your circle tight, but at the same time I think that it's about you leaning into those that you have around you and cultivating friendships that can really support you, and really nurture you. My dear friend, aka Keith, there is a fantastic healing here tonight. High vibration. Thank you for that. That was what this was all about, raising the vibration. High vibration, love and abundance. Mary will be in my prayers and thoughts, and I'm sending you so much love and healing to her. I'm sending so much love and healing to her. See you soon, Elaine. Elaine, thank you. Thank you for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. But there is this real feeling that you gently do feel sometimes as if you're all alone in it. And I get this feeling that you have, well, I know it from what I feel from the lady that's on about clearing the way. Now that is not just, it's definitely raised your vibration, perfect. It is not just in that sense of clearing the way in the space around you, because she's on about decluttering, getting a bloody black bag, swinging that bloody cat, there's no room for any of that. And clearing the way, but also it's this sense of clearing the way from those obstacles that are stopping you, okay, sharing your uniqueness, your ability, your goodness, and drawing those friends into your world, because there's times where you do feel you're very alone. That lady is such a character. She has such a strength to her. I'm going to leave her love with you. I hope that has helped. I hope that has made sense to you. And I really feel really honoured for many of you to be here. I'm going to pull a card now for the room, for all of you. Yeah, I'm going to pull a card for all of you now. And as I say, I will promise that I will schedule a next live event, so you can have a look on the channel and you'll know when it's going to be, or I'll have a look at when that's going to be possible, when that's going to be right. And we will make that happen. And it'll be something we do regularly. Now that I've kind of got the coffee in a better place, so much happened since November, December. Right, okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to pull a card from the centre. This is a message for the whole room, for all of us. The Father card. This to me makes complete sense. It's about direction. We're facing, aren't we? We're facing. That was my dear friend Mary, Elaine, using her dear husband's account, I believe, Keith. But that was my dear friend Elaine. This is all about, we're looking and we're facing quite uncertain times. And I think what this card is cultivating is that sense of clarity in uncertain times. Look, it's the direction. An arrow, you have to focus. You have to kind of point that arrow and we gently need to move forwards. Is something I was sharing in my, no, you weren't to know that, Mary, you weren't to know that. Something I was sharing in my 2 previous videos, that there's an immense sense of fear that's rising up, and I do understand that fear. I really do understand that fear for many people, but that fear almost can paralyze you. And I'm not saying not be cautious, not be careful, but at the same time, we shouldn't be paralyzed to the point we're not going to move outside of our front door. If you're unwell, different circumstances. Here, we've been told, different things. That's another video, and different advice and different guidance. But this is all about taking that leadership in uncertain times, having that conviction to move forward. So many of you, and there's over 10 or 11 people in the room right now, is every one of you is a leader, are you not? Okay, every one of you is a leader. You are in a place of leadership. You are light workers. You are healers. You are change makers. Okay, and it's about us gently, a bit like I felt earlier, this sense of this gentleman, and when I was talking to Mary, this sense of this gentleman wanting to stand up. He was wanting to stand up, and with the condition he had, I understand why he was saying that. Thank you to everyone. This has helped me so much to feel connected. I felt so lost, and giving up was so strong just before this. Thank you. You're so welcome. Alright, so it is gently about us together, united. There's unity here. This is a father and a son. Unity, moving forwards. Okay, what can we do to make things easier for those around? Okay, I'm wanting to further my ability. This means so much. TC, do subscribe, hit the bell button every week. Going forwards, my intention, and there'll be times where I can't, but when I can, each week, my intention is to hold this space for around about an hour, and to use it to share messages, questions, development, and it's all about moving everything forwards and everybody forwards. Okay, this is what this is all about. I'm only here today because I took the next step, and for me, this is roundabout getting into my 28th year now of working as a medium and then a holistic medium. It was all about taking the next step. So as we look, what can we do next? Also, the other thing is kind of looking at the world around us, those around us. How can I help them at this time? What can I do to ease that? But at the same time, nurturing and nourishing ourselves, because a good leader will also look after themselves, which is why in a moment I am going to say my goodbyes, go and get a bite to eat, go and get a cup of tea, and yet I sit here and I feel very privileged to be able to share with you all. Hope that has also left you something to think about. Guys, it's been a real pleasure, heartfelt honour, wonderful to connect with you all. As I say, if you check back on the channel, you will see when the next live event is. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If you want to support me a little bit further, you can do so. There's that icon at the bottom, and also links, and those of you that want to explore what I'm about a little bit further, if you go to www.shanegadd.com, you will be able to find that as well. Oh, bless you, Mary. Let's hold that thought for Mary, and also for Natalie. Oh, bless you, Natalie. If you type her name on YouTube, you will see how lovely she was. Big, huge, heartfelt love to you, Mary, to each and every one of you. Honey Rich, thank you, Shane. Love you forever. Elaine, thank you, Shane, you're awesome, and so are all of you. Lisa, wonderful to see you here, Lisa. I'm seeing some of the wonderful people that are also a part of our Instagram community, who often say hi. It's lovely to have you all here. And TC, Susan Collins, love you, brother. HD Maron, thank you, Shane. Guys, take a moment when you kind of leave, hand on heart, just allow this beautiful community that we've nurtured tonight, allow that just to kind of nourish us and support us into the next day. And with all that's going on, we will get there. We will get there. And Mary, I'm going to light you a candle, and I'll be holding you and Natalie in my thoughts. God bless. Take care. Keep shining. See you all very soon.